Welcome to Britt Ridgway's Learning for Life. This is lesson 3. We're learning chords for The Girl I Left Behind Me. And as we have been doing, we're going to break the tune down by each phrase and put the chords to the phrase rather than just trying to memorize how the tune goes. So we start with this. That's going to be all G. Then we have, that's going to be all C. And it's going to go back to G. And that's going to be G. Then to D, and as the tune starts over, after those two notes, that's still D, you're going to have G. Remember, we're just repeating the phrase. So it really does help to sing it out loud. Let me. I am so off key, I can't do it. Perhaps you can, but that's what you want to do. So what you're playing here, I'm going to just do it again. You're playing, but you really want to associate this to the phrase of the melody. And then you're going to do 2 Ds or 4 beats and then G. Then we have this. In the chorus, and that is all going to be G's. So let me do that part again. Sorry. So you have right there, that's all G's, then you go into a D, and then back to a G. So I think when we play the MIDI, you're going to hear this much better. I'll call out the chords. It'll be 3 times through. It's going to be nice and slow for you. And again, what you want to do is listen to the melody. Listen to the first phrase. That first phrase is going to be all G. That second phrase is going to be all C. All right, so that's what I want you to listen for. Here we go. We're going to come in after the first 2 pickup notes on G. And I'm using very easy chords. C, G, D. I want you to learn the progression. G, C, listen to the melody, D, and associate the chords with the melody, G. Repeating. G, G, this is all G, there's lots of G's. to D, back to G, C, D, G, G. You can expand your chords. D, G, C, D, G. We're starting again. G, up to C. You don't have to play the same chords I'm doing. G, D. I mean, you have to play the same chords. G. You don't have to play in the same place. C, down to D, G, G, C, G, D, G, C, D, G, G, D, G, C, D, G, G. We're going to go to D, back to G. Listen to the melody. D, G. Listen to the melody. G, C, G, D, G, C, D, G. Starting again. This is all G. C is your second little phrase there. G. That's D, G, C, D, G. This is G. This is G still. Now we're going to go to D. Back to G, C, D, G, D, G. You got three measures of G there. To D, G, C, D, G. So remember that the last phrase, the last half of part B is the same as the second half of part B. Or I'm sorry, the second half of part A. So if you associate the chords with the melody and you understand the melody, you're going to understand the chords. You can also use this to practice your melody and going back and forth. And then next week we'll see you for your final practice tracks And I hope you've enjoyed this. This is a relatively easy song, a lot of fun to play, especially when you get it up to speed. So thank you, patrons, for your generosity, for giving back, for giving sacrificially. And I know some of you are. It's so very much appreciated. It's what keeps this going. Can't do it without my patrons. So thank you so much, patrons, and anyone who might consider becoming a patron. There are many benefits to becoming a patron. The least of which, but still very nice, is a sticker that says, I support traditional music, Brett Ridgway's Learning for Life. They look very, very sharp. Also, we give you the patron exclusives. We're going to be having more of those. There's some that have already been out. And then you're invited to a monthly Zoom meeting where we have workshops that I charge for in other places and in other festivals. They are absolutely free to the patrons. Or if somebody has an issue or don't understand how to play with a metronome, or they don't hear chords, we have workshops on all those things, and they have the input. I actually ask them, what would you like to cover, unless I have something specific. So the patrons are extremely important to me and to this work. So thank you, patrons, and anyone who might consider becoming a patron. We will see you next week for our final lesson. Have fun with this. See you later. God bless.